411-2 on Interstate 95 in Camden County, Georgia. We're around milepost 20, which is, just behind us. No, it's just ahead of us, I'm sorry. As before, we're in the southbound lanes. We're about 4 miles from the previous test section, which we did just a few minutes ago. The marking at the beginning of the test section. We've got all the signs and delineators in. The one thing we have missing is a stripe across the lanes down at the across the lane down at the end, and the reason we're missing that is because it was overlaid with the skin patch last year. Damn. Sorry for juggling the screen around. There's some kind of a gnat down here that bites. Those things are coming out in force right now, about to chew me up. We've got some minor distortions in the slurry seal surface as before on the previous test section, but they're of a much smaller degree, and I don't really show them on the condition survey because they are insignificant as compared with those others. What you see on up ahead is the same thing we saw last time, except it's a little bit worse in this case because it starts at about station 4+05 and continues on through the end of the test section. When we get up there, I'll show something interesting in that you can see where the test pit area, the patch in there is settling, and you can see the outline of it through the overlay. Now, the asphalt concrete put down there appears to be less than 1 inch thick, and we are keeping this test section because, as I said before, this was selected for GPS 6. Haven't observed any cracking within this test section, so I haven't stopped to try to show anything there. It's getting late and I want to get off of this section before it gets too late. Just from here you can see the beginning of that thin overlay, and they feather into it beginning at about station 4+05, and it continues on about 100 feet or so beyond the end of the test section. Now this will also be peeled up along with the slurry when they overlay this. Now looking up ahead from this angle, you can see some of those distortions in the slurry working their way up through the overlay. These are just beyond the end of the test section, which is right there, with that being the delineator post showing the end. We do have a permanent monument there, that the head of that cotton picker spindle. But if you look up over there, you can see, and let me try to focus in on this. A depression right there that's rectangular in shape, and it happens to be right where the test pit was. Looking back on the test section, just to illustrate the limits of that skin patch. Not much more really to say about the test section from what has already been said. This ends the video for test section 134112 in the southbound lanes of I-95 in Camden County, Georgia, around milepost 20.